Continuing our series on identifying your vehicle's VIN number. Let's move to the Amazon now. This time, we go under the bonnet. And here, above the heater matrix, is the full type and chassis number. In this case, 133, because it's a two-door twin carb car. 352 Papa. And its chassis number is 30321 something. Okay, and indeed, if we look over to its ID plate here, then we'll see that the type number corresponds with that. So if we now go to the ID plate here, which has the usual type, then the color code, then the upholstery code, and that type number ties in exactly with what's stamped in the shell. But the shell is the definitive correct item. This could get replaced. In this case, absolutely agrees. 133352 Papa. So that's good. Now, whilst we're talking about the type number there, let's just explain the rather strange naming of Volvo Amazons. Let's look at the 121 first. So let's look at the car and decide what we expect to see. Here we have a four-door saloon. Therefore, it is a Type 120. Here we have a two-door saloon. So this is referred to as a Type 130. So of course, the third major type of shell is a 220 estate. So we have the three varieties. Four-door is a 120, a two-door is a 130, and a four-door estate is a 220. So those are the four major types. Now let's turn our attention to the wing badge. The wing badge purely denotes the engine spec, doesn't refer to the number of doors. So a 121 has a single carburetor. So, lo and behold, single Stromberg. This is a 1967 car. If it was the earlier car, it would have the Zenith, either in 36 form for the B18 car or 34 for the B16. So, wing badge 121 means it's a single carburetor engine. And here, wing badge 122S. And there we have the pair of twin SU HS6s. So 122S, despite the fact that this is in fact a Type 130 shell with two doors, the wing badge still says 122S. So finally is the 123 GT wing badge. This does in fact refer to the engine spec, which in the GT, the engine spec was the P1800S. So this Amazon got the D cam, whereas the 122S got the B cam, I believe. A couple of other subtleties about the GT is that the GT car gets a bits tray in the middle of the dash and got a tacho as well. And finally, externally, it received a pair of auxiliary lamps, independent, oddly enough. One was fog, one was spot. And obviously the spot dipped with the dip lights, whereas the fog didn't. And those two switches reside beneath the driver's right hand on a right-hand drive car. So that, I think, summarizes the Amazon series. Safe to say that the earliest Amazons, the B16s, and quite possibly the early B18, had an ID plate that did in fact include the chassis number as well. But I'm fairly certain it's still got the stamping. And so the stamping is still a genuine item. The ID plate could be fake, but not usually. There we go.